Hello reader friends, hello book besties. It's your girl Erica, aka Paperback Girly. Since I've started posting consistently on YouTube since like the end of last year, I have amassed over 300 new subscribers on my channel, which is mind-blowing to me. So if you are one of my new many bookish subscribers, it is so great to have you here. My name is Erica, I go by Paperback Girly. Today we're going to be doing the Booktube newbie tag. This tag is by no means new. I'm sure if you've watched this video, you may have watched other newbie tags on Booktube. While I'm not new to YouTube, I'm definitely new to Booktube. I've only been posting on Booktube consistently for maybe about 4 months now, and I think that with all of my new subbies that I would love to just formally introduce myself so that you can get to know me a little bit better. And so we're going to be answering about 9 or 10 questions in the Booktube newbie tag today. To start off, before I get into the questions, a little bit about me. I am 25 years old. Well, not yet. I turned 25 in 2 days. It will be my 25th birthday on the 18th of April. I am an Aries Sun, Capricorn Moon, Gemini Rising, if anybody cared to know. I love talking about books. I was a literature major in college. I did not finish my degree. I do plan on going back. So I will be getting my degree in literature and writing. So if that tells you just how much I love books and writing and just language arts in general, I'm getting a degree in it. I've been posting on YouTube for maybe over 6 years now. I started my YouTube channel whenever I was a freshman in college. I decided that I was going to focus my channel on purely bookish content last year. I started to see that other people were posting on YouTube about books, not just like book talk and bookstagram and things like that. That's a little bit about me. We'll go ahead and get started with the first question of the newbie tag, which is, why did you start this channel? I started Paperback Girly because I first of all love paperbacks. I have been an avid reader for a very long time. I definitely sort of dropped off in my passion for reading whenever I got into high school. I'd say between the ages of 14 to like 20, I wasn't a huge reader. And then around 2020 to now, I've been sort of dabbling in books, but I didn't really pick up books again until 2020, whenever the pandemic hit. That's whenever we got Booktube and all the greatness that came with book talk. I got back into reading again and really just kind of fell in love with the fact that there's this whole community of people that are able to recommend books. Whenever I was a very big reader, like the book community didn't have the platform of book talk or even Instagram to really communicate different recommendations on books, what books are good, what books are not, what authors are hot, what authors are not. So I feel like because I sort of like couldn't find new books, I fell out of love with reading. And so the fact that there was an entire community of people that love books and want to share books, it just made me want to be a part of it. And so that's why I started Paperback Girly. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to YouTube? Firstly, I will definitely say, and not to like sound like an egotistical person, I think that my energy is very unique and very different. I think that the way that I am passionate and talk about books brings a level of enthusiasm that others definitely have, but I will stand by. I think that all of the people who've chosen to turn their passion for books into content here on YouTube have such amazing things to offer, and so I only want to add to the amazing group of people that are already in the Booktube community. I think that my personality is very fun and unique. I think that my perspectives are fun and unique. I think all people's perspectives are unique, and that's why we have all different types of booktubers and people who talk about books. Even those who aren't like booktubers still talk about books, and I think that their opinions are even more fun and exciting because they're not dedicating their content to books and they are so enthralled in a certain book that they're willing to bring their opinions on that book into the picture. The third question is, what are you most excited about for your new channel? And I think the number one thing I'm most excited about is to just be a part of this community. I think that community is a huge driving factor for my motivation. Just being able to discuss and talk about books, like in the short couple months that I've had all of you new subbies come into my channel. I've seen a lot of different people commenting on my videos, and I absolutely love interacting with you guys. I love talking with you guys about books, what you're reading, what you're not reading, what you're not liking. It's just very nice, and it's very comforting to be able to come to this big platform with all these different people and still have people coming to my video and feeling compelled to like comment down below, because it just sparks that conversation and it makes me feel like I'm able to engage with you guys and like I have friends. That sounded actually really sad, but question number 4 is, why do you love reading? And I'm sure you've heard this quote before, and I even have it here on my phone, on my iOS little setup. A reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. The man who never reads lives only one. George R.R. Martin is who coined that quote, and that literally is the perfect reason. My dad was a very big reader growing up, and whenever I was growing up, he had this huge library in his house with all the books that he read. And whenever I was little, one of the ways that we would bond is we would go to Barnes & Noble and buy books together. And I think that being able to have that and have that relationship with my dad to where I'm able to feel comfortable about learning. I mean, I've always been a big learner and really into reading. I've always really excelled at language arts in school, but I don't know, I just always felt very moved by words on pages. I think that the reason why I love reading so much is that you are just able to put yourself into other people's shoes, whether you're reading a fiction book or a memoir or like a non-fiction book. You are just able to kind of educate your mind and educate your soul and educate your heart. What you are the director whenever you read. Even though you're reading someone else's story and even though it's a plot line, you have to figure things out for yourself. Like, you control how everything is in your head, I guess, in a way. And so I think that reading just provides such a unique experience to every single individual. And it's not uncommon for people to have different opinions on how they experienced books, whether they liked it, whether they were moved by it. And whenever a bunch of people get together and say that, you know, a certain book is really good, that's whenever that sense of community comes in, whenever you're able to connect and bond over shared experiences and shared likes and interests. Question 5 is, what book series got you into reading? And if I were to take some time to think about that, I always quote the Beautiful Disaster series by Jamie McGuire. Where is that book? I always say that this book got me into like new adult reading. Up until I read this book whenever I was like 14 years old, I was really only reading like YA books, never really any romance, more like adventure-y type stuff. But this book and The Vincent Boys by Abby Glines really got me into the idea of YA romance. Like, I never really dabbled in any sort of romance books until I read these books. And so Abby Glines and Jamie McGuire hold huge spots in my heart. Ooh, this is a good one. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? You know, I never have really thought about that. I don't think I have any questions for them. The next question is, what challenges do you think starting a YouTube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I think that the hardest thing with my channel right now is just building trust with an audience. Once you kind of have a platform and people see that others trust you, it's easy to gain a support system, I guess, or subscribers, however you want to look at it. But I genuinely just want to build trust with you guys. This is a very safe space for all of us to talk about books of all kinds. I'm very open to book recommendations, whether it's your favorite books, books that you think people should read. Come together and share our interests, share our thoughts. Being able to convey that through each video is something that I'm trying to do. The next question is, when did you start reading? And I've talked about that a few times. For as long as I can remember, I've been a reader. My dad would read to me a lot whenever I was a kid. We would go to Barnes & Noble together and I would, you know, read books. So as long as I could physically remember, I've always been a reader, and I've always been someone that would be with their head in a book. I've always excelled in language arts. I've always been the person that's really good at writing essays and things like that. So I think that somewhere along the way, whenever I was growing up as a very young baby, I watched one of the Right Elmo shows and became a good reader. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I feel like as long as I remember, I've always been reading. Question number 9 is, where do you read? I typically read right here in my bed, or if I'm listening to an audiobook, sometimes I'll be in my car running errands. I'll sit at my desk and read a book. I love to read a book in the bath. Oh my god, that's literally like top 5 pleasurable things in my life, is to read a book in the bath. I'll read anywhere, really. In a plane, in a train, on a car, in a bus. Sign me up. I'll read. Question 10 is, what kind of books do you like to read? And I think I like to read all types of books, honestly. I am down to read nonfiction, like to read YA. I have a little bit of fantasy retellings, but the majority of books you'll find on my shelves will definitely be romance or romance adjacent books. I am a big romance girly. I'm in my romance phase right now. Will that change? Absolutely. I probably won't always be a romance girly, or maybe I will, who knows. I am really trying to make it a point to dabble in different genres, different authors, different things like that. Find new YouTubers on BookTube that offer different recommendations than maybe what I typically would go for. And so I am trying to broaden my reading taste. So I sort of glanced over the question of what questions I would ask my favorite booktubers, because I didn't really have any thoughts on that. If I were to ask maybe some of my favorite booktubers, I would maybe ask for their top 2 book recommendations, and I would ask specifically Destiny Sidwell how in the heck she reads so many books, or how she reads so fast. It's a very interesting thought. I feel like my favorite booktubers at least are very upfront, so I don't really have any like questions for them. I don't know, maybe I would ask them what video ideas they think could really like boost my channel, or what videos really boosted their channel. So those are all the questions today for the BookTube newbie tag. I hope I got them all. I really just found the questions on a website on my phone. But I thank you guys so much for subscribing to this channel. It makes me so happy. It makes me motivated to continue to put out content for you guys. It means a lot, and it feels cool to have people that are like, oh, I want to watch you talk about books. If you have any video ideas or recommendations, things that you particularly like to see here on YouTube or from your favorite booktubers, I would love it if you left a comment, shot me a DM on Instagram. Just let a girl know, what are you looking for here on YouTube in terms of book content, and how can I make my content better for you guys, more interesting? Anything that you like about my content that you want to keep seeing, or that I have stopped doing, if you maybe remember, I don't know. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for subscribing to this channel, and I'm so excited to continue on this bookish journey together with you guys. This is not only a journey of me and my reads, but like me and my life and how we navigate it. I'm bringing you guys along with me, and it's very exciting. It's very, very, very exciting. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.